Oh my gosh. Welcome to the show, everybody. I'm John Hill. Welcome to Show Pony. I've been profiling Jackie Warner and the show Workout from the heyday of Bravo 2006, 7, 8, 9-ish for 5 months now. I interviewed Jackie once before, but I was able to sit down with Jackie the other day, and we talked for an hour and a half. This is going to be a part one. The part two is going to come after I box up my belongings and ship my stuff to my new New York apartment. Editing a podcast in the middle of packing up 10 years of an apartment in New York, in LA, isn't... I don't know about the quality. I don't know really about what you're going to get, but I'm doing my best. So I wanted to give you, I don't have time to do the full interview because it's so long and so in depth. I figured I would do a two-parter. This is part one. The big news, sorry to bury the lead, is I finished Workout. I finished the series. I finished season 3. I did 2 episodes at a time. I did the penultimate, which again is lesbian for second to last episode. I did that one, and then I watched the finale, and then I interviewed Jackie. So we're wrapping it up. It's over. Congratulations. We still have an episode after this, so I can give you the part 2 of the interview, but this is what's happening. We're there. We're there. Queen, we've arrived. What else can I tell you? Lots of stuff going on in the world. Don't want to comment on anything so I don't get canceled. I've been fighting with people on the internet, and I think that is a bad look for a grown-ass natural woman like myself. So I'm just going to keep... Oh, I almost blew out the candles. Yeah, I'm just going to keep focusing on my move to New York. I think my very dear friend, I won't say her name, but you know who you are, might be taking my car, which makes me so happy because I want someone I love to have my car. I think my friend Derek might take my bed. I'm so happy because I want somebody I love to take my bed. I love these things. I don't want to just see them go to any old Tom, Dick, and Harry on Craigslist or OfferUp or Facebook Marketplace. I'm not even on Facebook Marketplace. I have a Facebook, I guess. I don't know how to sign into it. I think it's there for like an Instagram. It's linked to the Instagram. But Facebook, sign of the devil. Hell, go to hell. I cannot. Facebook is hell. Speaking of hell, did you know that the rapture is supposed to be Tuesday of this week? i.e. in like 48 hours. So we may not even get to the second half of this interview because we may all, well, I'll still be here, actually, come to think of it. I'll still be here. Even if you all lovely Christian people get sucked up into the heavens to spend eternity with each other, have fun. Because I will be here just doing my little podcast. Maybe I'll recap the rapture. Maybe when it happens, I'll just recap what happened. Oh my God, did you see that one bitch that was like so judgy? She got sucked up into the heavens. Ugh, good riddance. Bye. A real twist of fate would be if I get raptured. You know, like this whole time I assume that I am going to live in eternity for hell and I'm an abomination because God made me gay. And God, apparently, according to them, makes people gay and then sends them to hell for something he did. I don't really get the reasoning, but a funny twist of fate would be if I assume that, because that's what I was taught growing up in the Christian faith. It would be funny if I then was sucked up into heaven for the rapture, because I'd be like, I think somebody made a clerical error. Who do I talk to about ironing this out so I can be with my people? Because... I don't know. But listen, I guess we'll see Tuesday, won't we? I guess we will. So say your prayers. I hope you all have lovely rapture. Enjoy part 1 of Jackie's interview. This doesn't even scratch the surface. She talks about Jillian Michaels in part 2. Don't be satiated by just this little one, or I'll spatula you. Excuse me, sir. I will slap you with the spatula if you don't get it together. No, pay attention. This is great. This is a warm-up. Consider it a pre-game for the big event, which is part 2. I love Jackie so much. And shout out to Tyler at Mitosis in Ohio. This is just a testament to how many people love Jackie, love Workout, and love me. This guy reached out and he was like, hey, your interview with Jackie, your technical difficulties are so terrible. Would you like me to help you out here on the ground? Boots on the ground, Tyler Mitosis in Ohio. And I just am blown away. He did such an amazing job. It looks way fucking better than this. I mean, what? I don't even have my neon sign tonight. It's packed up. What's down there? But it's like ready to go into the box so that we can ship it to New York. And by the way, my New York apartment, as great as it is, I'm not sure it has a cute little lime washed queen man cave hole. It's going to be just like me. Maybe I have to do it from the bathroom. I don't know. We're going to have to figure it out because there's not a lot of space, girl. Anyway, here we go. Enjoy part one of the Jackie Warner final exit interview, show pony workout. Here we go. Enjoy.
We're rolling on all systems, so whenever you're ready.
Okay.
Okay. Wow, Jackie, welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
The star herself. Let's see. We talked. It's been like 2 months since we've talked.
It has been.
We said we would regroup after I finished season 3, and I just finished last night.
I have given this a lot of thought over the last couple of days because season 3, just to go right into it, season 3. So Bravo came to me after season 2 and they wanted to have a man be the producer, so work with me right there and executive produce it. And I said yes, and that was a huge mistake because I really felt quite misunderstood. I felt like this man, who's a straight man, okay, no biggie, but he was. I felt that he was sexist. And I felt that he was homophobic. That's why I won't be naming names, but I just want you to understand that was what I was getting through the whole shoot.
And how did that present itself? Like in communication with him or the scenes they wanted to shoot?
Communication mainly, or the lack of it. Just a rather hostility. Also being left in the dark. As a courtesy, sometimes the executives or Andy or whatever would just talk to me about what's going on. None of that occurred. I was completely in the dark on that 3rd season. It just felt really weird. The crazy thing about it is I did the best work of my life, but it was cut out. And I remember when I saw the episodes screaming bloody murder to Andy and to Corey and those guys. Why would you believe that this was the only, thing that I was doing? Why didn't you talk to me about it? So to say it was a mass letdown is an understatement. I have viewed it once to look at the episodes, and I have never viewed it again.
Yeah, I was going to ask you. You said before we started that you never watch yourself. When is the last time you watched any part of Workout?
When was it out?
15 years. Longer.
I was given sort of a cordial EP credit, right? So you'd see my name come up, but I had nothing to do with decision making. So
what sort of stuff did you feel like was cut out? And I think you said last time we talked that you had done a lot of life coaching type of therapeutic stuff with people. Is that what you mean that was cut out?
Yes.
Well, tell us now what you did.
Yeah, so all the good things. A lot of the life coaching that I then did in intervention later was present in season 3. A lot of transformative emotional work was done in season 3. I felt that I was really doing a good job in season 3. Come to find out that no, what the EP sent to Bravo, he said, this is verbatim, he said that it was the only thing he had, was this negative, very negative portrayal.
I hear what you're saying, and I want to hear more about it, but just so you know, but watching it, to me, it did come across. You have this group therapy with the retreat, everyone sits in, and I saw, even if it wasn't as much as you'd done, I definitely saw what you were going for. And so just on the viewing end, just so you know, it didn't seem like bad. It seemed great. It seemed like...
Let me tell you a secret. So, I mean, like, I've done the Today Show, Good Morning America. I've done some major shows. I've never watched them. I will not watch myself. I'm not interested in photographs of myself. I've just always been that way, more comfortable behind the camera, strangely enough, right? This fell into my lap. This is not something I pursued. But what happened is there was a situation, now I had an epiphany about it. I want you to imagine if you had your show, which you do, and it was quite a production and everything was satelliting around you. Now, the characters or the people that were on the show with me were wannabe actors for the most part.
Yeah.
Did they dabble in training? Yes, it's Hollywood. Everybody dabbles in training that's good looking and that has a good body, but the main goal is to be acting. So that's what you're dealing with. Now, scenarios, they wanted to be close to me. So if I'm the star, they knew they would be getting a lot more camera time if they were dating me, best friends with me, like Jesse,
Yeah.
or my nemesis, like Brian was
Brian. Yeah.
my nemesis, right? And so they would create their own, they would plan and create and go behind my back and create situations, gotcha situations for me, which happened once. And I don't think it went kind of the way that Bravo or any of us wanted it to go. But they would literally create scenarios behind my back and then do a gotcha situation on camera that would make me look bad or make me look like I lied or make me look like something. And that occurred a couple of times, and I did not like that.
Well, do you mean like production and the cast, they would pull it on you? Like what sort of stuff are you talking about? Are you talking about the Brian stuff?
Yeah, I'm talking about a situation that would happen off camera that didn't even involve me. Then Brian would go to the producer who didn't like me in the first place. He would say, look, this happened off camera and I want to go on camera and I want to get Jackie in this bad position and force her to come into this storyline. I mean, that's what they do. That's reality. It is not just like, oh, what's happening? It's planned.
Right.
Okay, so then
Just so you know, again, you come across so well in that confrontation with Brian this season. He's drunk and I even said this on the show. Like, if somebody's coming at you wasted, he's in a blackout. You were so professional. You were direct. You were honest with him. You said, yeah, no, I don't really want to work with you anymore. Okay, good night. He screams. He calls you a bitch. He acts crazy. Just so you know, like as a viewer, you end up looking great. I don't want you to feel like you looked bad in this season. You looked great.
now it has been years since I saw it, and I watched like 2 episodes that weren't very good, and then I haven't watched the rest. So if you're telling me it wasn't that bad, maybe it wasn't. But for me,
Well, I don't want to discard your feelings. I think you're right about how you felt, but just so you know, like the cut that I saw as a viewer, it never entered into my mind that you looked bad in any way. You still are very much like in the situations that came before you, you handled them really well. And I also got the feeling that you were doing more life coaching. You went deeper with these people, not just about fat loss, but about the story behind it. It did come across. I get that maybe it was only a fraction of what you did do. So I get what you're saying, but just I want you to feel better about it because it really came across. You came across great.
well, I guess that I was responding from also other what people were telling me at the time.
Hey, what about when did you find out that you weren't going to get a fourth season, or did you know by the end of shooting that this was going to be it?
No, but I didn't have a lot going on. And so I remember I was in Vegas talking to Luxor about expanding Sky Sport, my gym, into Vegas. And I was walking along the casino floor and I was on that call with Andy and everybody. And I was like, why would you believe this portrayal? And so I was upset and, screaming. And they were like, well, what's for season 4? And I just didn't have it in me. John, I didn't have it in me. Now, I could have gone home and created a season 4. I could have, but for me personally, I was done with workout.
Fair enough.
and I didn't do that. I just wanted to kind of focus on positivity and, you know, just kind of enjoying the fruits of my labor from workout. Now, I don't regret workout. It brought me the book deals, the DVD deals, greater expansion for life coaching, training, and everything. My gym, it put us, on the map. I do not regret it. I am just a person that's very sensitive, obviously, or I would be able to view myself. And I just was kind of exhausted by it emotionally, right?
They do love it. People comment. You have look. You're right now. You're in the Mitosis Studios in Dayton. Like people love you all across the country. This Tyler reached out, who owns the company or works for the company, and was like, "Hey, we're in Dayton. Let's get Jackie in here for a proper interview because last time we had some technical difficulties." And so, thank you, Tyler. Shout out.
Yeah, big time, Tyler. Thank you. He's 10 minutes away from my house.
I cannot believe it. It's a testament to you and how many people love you, and people comment all the time. They still work out to your DVD still to this day. So, I guess you're right. They told the story of Workout, the show, which is like girlfriend drama around the gym, and so yeah, I can understand you being done.
Well, I'm a very private person. And so it was difficult for me to live as a public figure and to have that portrayal not controlled by me. It was very different with intervention
How did the intervention come about?
because they wanted to see what was next for me. And so I got together with a producer, and we talked about it, and Shed Media wanted to produce it. It actually fell into my lap again. The issue with intervention is it was exactly how I wanted to do a show. And turns out exactly how I want to do a show for myself isn't necessarily the best way to do a show. And what I mean by that is that I controlled it so much because I wanted to have my image controlled that it kind of fell flat and didn't have enough entertainment value. I didn't sit down for personal interviews to kind of gossip about the clients that I was training. I didn't have enough footage of me and my sort of really funny, captivating right-hand man trainer, Craig.
I know Craig.
Yeah,
He's a friend of mine.
he's a great guy, and he was just fantastic on his own. I didn't feel comfortable enough to let him shine and to let me have those moments of being real, maybe tears, frustration, gossip. I controlled my image too much. And so somewhere, I think with doing television, reality TV, you do have to let go. You have to let go. And I wouldn't let go on the intervention. I wanted to make sure that everybody got 20 million tips by the end of the episode, that we were showing training in real time, and that I didn't show any emotion. And that's just not really super good TV.
Why I think people are drawn to you, though, is exactly what you said earlier about you're not someone who craves the spotlight. You like to be behind, which you have that star quality, which is kind of like you're half private, half public, and it's interesting to watch. And I think I can see that too. I haven't seen The Intervention yet, but I know Craig, and I remember people liking that show a lot. And something you said before when we talked was, the messy side of things wasn't as, is what people wanted, not necessarily just people working out. How many seasons was The Intervention?
1. We got the highest rated on a Monday night. They dumped us, I think, at 11. So I knew it was over. You cannot watch a transformative show at 11 o'clock.
No, that's when you're eating pizza drunk.
It's a 9 o'clock show. So as soon as they thought that it would go so well, because we did great on the first episode, that it would perform so well no matter where they put us. The moment they changed our time spot, I knew it was going to be a 1-season show. Time spot is so key and critical. And this is a show that was really about positives, none of the drama. We just didn't have a lot of drama, and especially no drama with me. Comes I mean, finding out that people want to see drama with me. They like that. They enjoy that. And there were none of those moments. It was just some clients who were really transforming. We had group therapy, with a therapist. I loved the show. I loved the show, and I watched the show with my clients, and all my clients watched the show. I'm proud of that show, but is it an 11 o'clock show after Housewives? No. It's kind of like maybe even an early morning show, wake up and work out and be healthy.
It's motivational, yeah. Did you ever watch, what are the other Bravo shows that you watch? Did you ever get into watching any other shows?
I used to watch all the Housewives, and my assistant Marty, who was my best friend and like my family for many years. She was beloved. She went everywhere on all these adventures with me. But Marty and I would watch the New York Housewives, and we would pause, and then we would recreate, and we would act it all out, and then like hysterics, pee ourselves, watch it again, and we would do that several times through the night.
That's the show I want to see. You reenacting Housewives.
Oh, we got wigs, we got the whole works. It gave us such a kick to do it because they were so unhinged. And I haven't seen anything on Bravo because I don't even have regular TV anymore. I only have movies and streaming. But so I haven't watched regular TV. I don't know what's going on. Well, I do know what's going on, but not so much about TV. Okay, so this is when. Talk to me about the Housewives. This is when the weird woman was on, Ben Simone.
Kelly.
This is her season where she really shined.
Scary Island.
She was just like out there, like really out there. And we had such a great time reenacting all of her parts in particular because they were just like in La La Land.
Yeah, that was the golden era of Housewives. Really, her and Luann and Sonia, Scary Island, Bethany.
I didn't watch Beverly Hills Housewives, really. I just was a New York Housewives girl because I just felt that I cannot believe that these women are doing this.
Right. Well, can I make a suggestion?
Sure.
I think you should watch Salt Lake City Housewives. You can watch it on streaming. You can watch it on Peacock. I highly recommend. I think you should get into it.
The Mormons?
Yeah, and it's kind of Midwest.
I have something funny to tell you. I have lived the Housewives because my family, they're all Mormon.
No, I didn't know this.
Yeah?
Did you grow up Mormon?
They converted when I was about 9 or 10 years old, and I did not convert.
To Mormonism or from Mormonism?
They converted to Mormonism.
Wow, okay.
The two Mormons came over. They were invited in, and the rest was history. Yes. So I'm very familiar with Mormon doctrine, how people feel about Mormons. My brother has raised his family and his wife. They're all Mormons. So I grew up with that and very familiar with it.
Oh man, you gotta watch it. You will love it.
But aren't they like really interesting Mormons that they're not really, I just think that are they talking the talk and walking the walk?
No.
Oh, yeah.
No. That's why it's good. But a lot of them are recovering Mormons. They struggle. Somebody actually just converted to Mormonism on the show, and then a few of them are kind of they've been excommunicated or whatever. But it's very interesting, but it's also really funny. I think that's why you'd like it. It's a very funny show. But so at 9 years old, you knew better than to convert to Mormonism while your whole family did? How did that work out?
I was not a fan of religion from a very young age. I was exposed to it. I thought about it a lot, and I decided it really wasn't for me. I'm talking about organized churches.
Yeah. Same here, but at 9 years old, I just kind of went with it so I could keep going.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I guess I've always been a pretty independent person and a free thinker. I'd like to think of myself as that way as a child as well. My grandparents were very important to my upbringing and my life, and they weren't particularly religious, so I'm sure that had a lot of influence on me. We would go occasionally to Protestant church when I was little, and it was fun and singing, and it wasn't really aggressive preaching, and so that was about it for my religious experience.
Well, yeah, and I guess you brought some of that onto the show, onto Workout, even when your mom, I know your mom's there today, when she came onto the show. And it was good to see people who came from different angles of their faith, trying to come around about being gay and whatnot. And so, yeah, your mom, I wish we could get your mom on camera too. How are things with her? I know you guys are very close.
Oh, yeah, my mom loved being on camera, right, Mom? Not so much. I still hear about it. Anyway, what was your question?
Well, yeah, how are things going now? I know you're very close.
So, I moved to Ohio, Fairborn, Ohio specifically, to be closer to my family. It was about time because I rarely saw my family in the 46 years that I lived in Los Angeles. I really didn't come home frequently, and I wouldn't say that we were close or were enmeshed. I always loved my mom, and didn't really know my brother. My brother's 11 years younger than me, so we really didn't grow up together too much. Since I left at 18, he was still a pretty young child. So I came here to semi-retire, to have some peace, to live a more comfortable lifestyle. And I moved here a week before coronavirus. I weighed 142. I'm 5'8", pretty fit. And I came here, the gyms closed down, nobody would show me apartments, nobody would show me any place to live. I lived with my parents for 9 months, and it was the happiest days of my life.
Yeah, I remember you saying that.
I lived in a little guest room in their house, and I had my Apple TV in there, and I decided to take to start video training and life coaching, and that really took off, and I found that I loved it and that I was really successful doing that. And the gyms closed down for a long time, and I gained like 46 pounds in 7 months.
We all did. We we all did during COVID.
John, that is a lot of weight to gain practically overnight.
But you look very slim now.
Oh, I lost 46 pounds semi recently. I decided that I was tired of, being overweight. And I just, I know how to lose weight. I mean, if I can't lose weight, then there's something wrong because I know every trick of the trade. I know how to put myself, how to eat. It's actually very simple. Just to let people out there that maybe you're curious, you have four things on your plate. You have your fiber, you have your protein, you have your carbs, and you have your fat. All four things on your plate each meal, and try to keep it at 400 calories. Which you could even go and eat organic frozen meals and look at the calories on the back. It's pretty simple because it's plug and play. I had a client that was morbidly obese that looks great just in a short time because he loves seafood. He ate lobster and seafood every meal for every day. And I'm like, okay, but that was his protein source. He made sure that all those other things are on his plate. You got to simplify your workouts and your eating behaviors. You must simplify it because the brain wants simple. If you give it complicated diets, it will stop doing that in 3 to 6 months and you will gain weight. And diets don't work. Harvard told us that last year. 97% of them don't work.
Wow. So what are the tricks of the trade? Like if you have to lose weight quickly, because I remember when we talked last time, you were like, I have a few more pounds to lose.
I've got 10 pounds I'd like to lose, but
Still.
yeah, absolutely. But it's not necessarily 10 pounds of weight. I have to put on about 5 more pounds of muscle. So 5 more pounds of muscle, 5 more pounds of fat.
What do you think about creatine?
No. And what's so crazy is I do have YouTube, and there are a lot of people that aren't doctors that are telling you to take creatine.
Oh yeah, people are telling you that creatine is the drug of the fountain of youth. They give it to old people to help with mental clarity, and that it's the safest, most studied supplement you can take, and that everybody should just be on it all the time.
Yeah, that's just not true. Creatine's been around forever. I certainly took creatine when I was younger, bodybuilding. But what they're not telling you is that if you have any kind of kidney exhaustion, okay? And here's the thing, most Americans do.
Right. Sugar.
It's not just sugar, it's processed food. So
Yeah.
eating processed food from childhood on, and as adults, we're still consuming processed food, fast food, food at restaurants. Okay, that's processed food, fried food, sugary foods, any of that. If that is our diet of the last, say, 10, 15, maybe all your life, your kidney is not going to be functioning properly. Okay, that is not the time to introduce creatine. I knew a trainer. What really stopped me from doing it is I knew a really young, beautiful guy. He was a trainer at Crunch. He had to have a liver transplant.
Ooh.
Creatine, hardcore, to put on muscle, to build out. I also was taking creatine. Now there's different types of creatine. Creatine today is better than the creatine monohydrate, which we used to use back then.
That's what I take now.
It kind of, what it does is it doesn't make you cut. You kind of get bloated. You've got the muscle, but there is a little bit of bloat happening and you just look bigger.
Oh, well, so I should stop taking it.
I think you should take branched chain aminos, which I take every day, which are really, yeah, I take those. You can take them every day and they are the safe supplement. Okay. Especially if you're vegan or vegetarian and you're not getting the protein, the aminos from meat, right?
That's one thing you should have done. You should have done a Jackie Warner line of supplements. You would.
I did do it, and it was so exhausting, and it was a one-woman show. I didn't know how to do it properly, that I just said, I can't do this anymore. Something that people should know about me is that if I don't like something, it doesn't matter how much money you pay me, I quit. That's just how I've always been. My state of mind, my peacefulness, my happiness with myself is much more important than money. And I have never chosen projects or started businesses just based on money.
I can tell that your love is helping people, life coaching, getting involved in people's lives and helping people. But I didn't get the same sense that you were that into your workout line, your fashion line, or the DVD that we just saw on season 3.
Yeah. Yeah. I have people that are interested in having me on their show right now. So I did sign with a production company. And again, the way I handle everything with the universe or with energy is it's great to want something and it's great to put 100% of your efforts into it. But then you let go. And that's something I've learned in Ohio, and it is very valuable. And I'm seeing things in real time on a daily basis. I'm not using my will to push some things into coming and to being. I am saying, I'd like it. I'll certainly put the time and the effort into it. This is how I would like for it to look. And then I'm open to it because whatever is meant for you, there's nothing that can stop it coming to you. And that's something I have learned over the last 4 years, is letting go and letting what is supposed to be meant for me to come to me. Well, it's crazy because I've got people from Netflix, TLC, many people. I had an interview just yesterday with an executive producer, and I say, well, this is what I'd like to do on your show. This is how I'd like to be introduced, because people haven't seen me for a long time. And, it could be a bit of a comeback on a show. So it's important to pick the right one. And now I just let it go. I don't even think about it.
Well, it sounds like you did learn from what you were saying about thin intervention. It learned like that if you overly control it, maybe people don't feel like they have as much access to your vulnerability that they want. Because I get it. I do want to see, not necessarily you being messy, but I want to see all aspects and the vulnerability of your life. Like the relationships, like the drama with the trainers it always felt just kind of fun. It didn't feel very real. But I liked seeing your relationship with your mom. That was really touching. That's what drew people in, because that was very real and vulnerable.
That's what we want to do here. We want to do that here. I mean, I really stand out here in Fairborn, Ohio, let me tell you.
I'm sure. Yeah. What is your daily? I've asked you this before, but what is? Walk me through a day to day. Like, where are you going to lunch?
Yeah, well, I'm really into the gym right now and bodybuilding, getting my physique stronger and back.
Do you go to a big gym where everybody else in Ohio goes to, or do you or a private gym?
I've decided it's the best gym in the world because no one's ever there. And I call it the Purple Gym. And it's a very popular Midwest and Southern gym. And it's called Planet Fitness.
Planet Fitness. I know it well. They have a tanning booth as well.
And Planet Fitness is really interesting because their whole business model is no judgment. I've never seen a trainer there that is less, I mean, everybody is overweight that goes in there, okay? I look like a supermodel, and that's fun too. And in Planet Fitness. But no. I like it because it's just 5 people are there at all times. So it feels like my own place and sanctuary. They do have candy, candy bowls out front. They do have writing about don't drop your weights, and they make fun of people like me, and I just get a kick out of that, like drinking jugs of water. I mean, they really make fun of the bodybuilding culture, and that makes me giggle. But that works in southern towns and in Midwestern towns. I mean, I'm in southern Ohio, so this has got a lot of Appalachian and Kentucky people here. Okay, and that's where I'm from, Kentucky. That's where our family's from. But yeah, I love it because it's like I put my music on, I go deep like I always do. My best ideas come when I'm working out. It's a meditative time for me. I love the gym. I love bodybuilding, and I also love creating new and different workouts and pushing myself physically.
Yeah. When you're planning your workouts, are you showing up to the gym and saying, "Okay, I'm going to do biceps and back today," or do you have a rhythm that you've had for decades?
Yeah, I'm stuck in the last 10 pounds right now. I just turned 57.
Happy birthday.
It was a great birthday. But so my body is not really, doesn't really have the thyroid and the sex hormones, such as testosterone, progesterone, and estrogen to the same degree. And the one thing I've learned is that it's easy for me to lose weight. It is not easy to put on muscle.
Right. It's hard.
It's very hard. You have to be very dedicated. So me going to, restaurants and having 2 glasses of wine, all the things that I do love to do, but like once a month, once every 2 months, I have to be sort of in the right frame of mind because it is looking that I will be on camera soon. And I don't want to be on camera not having done my best for myself. I want to be at my physical peak because it's a 14 to 16 hour workday that you have to be on, every day, Monday through Sunday. So I just want to be at my best. But something I found is I found out my workout journal. I used to write every morning what I wanted to do at the gym. Oh my God, the workouts that I created for myself back like 12, 15 years ago were insane.
How so?
It was like a whole page of like 20 different exercises with dumbbells and barbells for just shoulders. I do like 3 exercises for shoulders now, okay? This was like hitting the shoulders from every angle. I would write the amount of weight I would do for how many reps, and I would love it. Like it's fun for me. It's fun for people that love bodybuilding like I do. So I found that book and I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to do it. So starting like Monday, I'm going to do what is written in that journal. It's about 60 pages of the most grueling, hard, heavy workouts ever that I've ever done. And it's going to take me 2 hours, okay?
You know what? I'm just thinking. I know that you hate social media, and
But I've been doing social media, John, and it's actually going really well.
to say I think you should think about documenting you going back and doing those old journals. I think you should document the process. I think people would love it.
Great minds think alike. My assistant's flying out here in October, and we're going to be doing all of that.
Good. I think that's what people want to see. People just like I know you're working on other shows and there's stuff coming down the pipeline, but I think there's something to be said for fitness is so huge on social media, it's such a big deal, and you are an expert, and you're so recognizable, and I think you're also at the age where people do need a guide about how to put muscle on. Same with me. I've had to follow different people because now I don't need to be following a 19-year-old college student bulking for the wrestling team. You know what I mean? I need to be looking at 50-year-olds and tips for them. So
Well, I disagree. I disagree with that.
oh, you think I should follow 19-year-olds?
I think you should follow the person that is most aligned with the way you want to do your fitness. So don't be like, oh,
But my knees are going to explode if I do these.
but they're not. But they're not. Let me tell you something. As soon as I started getting down to a weight, I got very sick. My kidneys weren't good. My liver wasn't good. Just being for 1 to 2 years overweight, it was shocking how many specialists I had to go to for arthritis and all this. My body broke down in a year. Now imagine 20 years of living like this. But no, you don't have to think. I train people that are 69 years old that are so strong in the gym and bodybuild so well that were literally hunched over just 4 months ago. But follow somebody that really knows their stuff, that has been in the game for a long time, and that is most closely aligned with realistically what you want to do. It's almost as if, you are doing Nautilus and you are following someone that just goes on and does Nautilus, but you want to look and feel like bodybuilders that use free weights. I mean, that's just a silly thing. Okay, no, you don't follow the Nautilus guy anymore. You go to the free weights, you amplify. Me personally, by 60, I'm going to be in the best shape of my life. I'm going to be more muscular, more ripped. This is what I demand from myself. And my mom says that my self-esteem is way too high. I do have very, very strong self-esteem, and I'm going to just go straight up crazy with my bodybuilding. I don't take creatine. I do not think people should take creatine. And if you do decide, you better have a healthy diet. And I mean an organic diet. Any other diet besides organic is garbage.
That's where we're going to stop for right now. Don't forget, part 2 is coming next week, and it's the big kahuna. It's an hour long. This was just a warm-up. So mark your calendars. Next week, it's all going to happen. By the time you see the next episode, by the time we get to part 2 of Jackie's interview, I will be a resident of my new apartment in New York City. I will be gallivanting all around, causing a ruckus. Or I'll be home editing the podcast, I guess. Wish me luck on the move. Send me free money. What else can I say? There is no Santa Claus. And listen, I hope you all have a great rapture. Best of luck to you all. Those of you who are staying, those of you who are going, everyone's equal. Have a great Tuesday rapture. Love you all. See you next week.